Hi there, it's Jen and I'm back with another 6x6 paper pad love video. Today is special because if you are watching this real time, it is May 2nd, which is National or International Scrapbooking Day. And I am participating in a challenge, or I'm hosting a challenge on the Scrap Gals community Facebook page. The Scrap Gals is a podcast talking all about scrapbooking with Tiffany and Tracy, and it is super fun. So if you haven't checked it out, be sure to go on Facebook and join the Scrap Gals community, and be sure to check out the podcast as well. And I'll link up all of those things in the description below. But what I'm going to be working with today is I'm actually using two paper pads. I'm using the Crate Paper Craft Market 6x6 pad and just a couple of sheets from this older Amy Tangerine Ready Set Go pad from American Crafts. And I have just been loving this Crate Paper Craft Market collection. It's really pretty. And again, a thing I love about 6x6 paper pads is that you get to sample the collection without having to buy the whole thing. You can get a paper pad for $5 or $6 and really get a good taste and a feel for what that paper kit is like without having to break the bank. And so what I'm going to do today is I have these two photos. These two, well, one of them's really silly and one of them's just cute, of my daughter. And we had never had a family photo ever before. And this was the first one that we had, and we are not photogenic, so we just decided to go with it and embrace that fact. And so we did this last fall. And so what I'm going to do is I've already pulled out a bunch of papers from the Craft Market paper pad in kind of like the blues and the neutral tones. And because I wanted to bring in, because this orangey red is such a strong pop of color in the photos, I wanted to bring that color in as well. And so I pulled a couple of sheets from the Amy Tangerine Ready Set Go paper pad to just bring in that color just a little bit, and I'm going to sprinkle it in. And what I'm going to do is layer up the different papers to create like a stacked effect below the photos, and I'll tuck these in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bunch of strips of the different papers and layer them together. Okay, so I've cut a bunch of strips and they're all kind of random sizes, and I've just started layering them up, just overlapping them. And I started with the bottom row and then tucked papers into each row, just kind of sliding them behind the other papers. I haven't glued anything down yet because I'm still trying to decide if everything is placed in a way that's pleasing to me. And then as I was working, I decided that the top felt really bare, and so I'm going to do just a really thin single layer at the top that will be cut off at the top. And then I can go ahead and tuck my photos in to a couple of these layers so that they looked like they're kind of layered in with the papers. And so I'm just going to get those glued down. Okay, so I've got everything glued down, and I just glued the bottom parts of each strip so that all of these kind of still come up so that I could tuck things into the layers. So what I'm going to do now is just trim off the backs that overhang, the pieces that overhang off of the back of the cardstock. So there we have what it kind of looks like completed. And I just put some of the blue patterns at the top so that it was a little bit more subtle, but it still kind of held it in because I felt like it was floating off without something at the top. So now I'm just going to figure out where I kind of want to tuck in these photos, and I think I want them to be something kind of like that. So I think I'm going to put my title somewhere about here, and I'll do my journaling in this little spot next to the photo. I like to lay down my titles on top of wax paper so that I can move them around while I'm deciding exactly what I want to do. And so these stickers are from Amy Tangerine, and they're in craft, and it's called Lucky. So I'm just going to pull out the word us, like I said. And I'm thinking about happy, but I think it would also be kind of cute to do silly us, because we're acting nuts in this photo. And so I'm gonna look at these light blue thickers. These are really old. They're called Emerald, and they're flocked letter sticker. And I love this color, actually. So I'm gonna try and see what making the word silly looks like. And I found that as I've been working with different 6x6 pads, I've been turning to the same manufacturer quite often to find embellishments that will coordinate with the pages that I've been making. And so I am pulling things from crepe paper. Now I know I just have this thicker sheet out for titling, but I noticed that it had really cute little kind of orangey colored heart on this chipboard sticker sheet. So, and actually matches really, really well. So I'm going to pull that out because I really like the idea of putting a heart somewhere near the title. And I think that might be just enough of that orangey color to pull it all up without being too much of that orangey color, because it's just a little bit of a pop in my sweater and in my daughter's little bow on the photos that I don't want to overpower the layout with those colors, because we're wearing a lot of blue too, and so I like the blue tones in the papers, and I want those to stay kind of where they are. So I'm just going to have a look through some of these stickers and see what else I can add. Maybe find a few pops of this darker teal color if I want to bring that out a little bit, and get my title and journaling stuck down. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put down my title and glued down my photos. I wrote out my journaling, and I just was talking about, so I had my title be Silly Us, and that was really pointing to the fact that we're silly in this photo, but I also wanted to talk about in the journaling how this was our first family photo, and it wasn't a professional. My husband's sister took it for us, which she's pretty good with the camera, so it turned out fine. But I also wanted to talk about how silly it was that we hadn't ever had a family photo taken. And the reason for that is because I was insecure, and I kept waiting to lose more weight or something like that. And it wasn't changing, it wasn't happening, because I wasn't really trying that hard, honestly. But I just wanted to talk about how silly that was of me to wait. My family loves me just the way that I am, and we all love each other no matter what, and so why wouldn't I want to document that? And so I kind of wanted to talk about how silly the photo is, but also how silly was I for not getting the photos taken sooner. So since this time we've had professional family photos taken, and I love those too, so I don't know what I was waiting for, but I just wanted to point that out to encourage you all to get behind the photo, get in front of the camera. It doesn't matter what you look like. The people in your life love you for who you are, and so don't be silly like I was. Well, I need to kind of fill up a little bit more of this space, and I did find some little banner pieces on this sticker sheet from the Maggie Holmes, I think it's, I keep forgetting the name of it, Celebrate line, maybe it's her newest line with crepe paper. And there were these 3 banners, and I thought it'd be nice to bring up just a little touch of that teal color, and it had all the other colors in here. And I thought also I've got kind of that craft color going here, but I need one more spot of it. And so I haven't decided if I want to put it in this corner kind of here, or if I want to put it up over here. Balance is something that I really strive for on my layouts, and so if I put this here, I feel like I'll need to put something maybe here. If I put it over here, then maybe I can add a little bit more embellishment here. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a few other things that I can use to embellish, and then kind of let that guide where I want to decide to put. Okay, so I found a few finishing touches for my layout. I decided to put a little camera image above my title, and I got that from this Heidi Swap sticker sheet, and it goes along with her Mink machine, which I do not have, but I used just my laminator so to do the gold foiling. So there's a little gold foiled camera here, and then I found some enamel hearts, and they are by Lily Bee Design. Lily Bee is not in business anymore, I don't believe, but there are lots of different companies that do shaped enamel pieces, so you can look for that. And I did them in a navy color because there's navy in these papers. And then so that helped me decide that I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a diagonal design with my embellishment, because I have all of this going on here. I also put 2 little stickers from this label sticker sheet from Fancy Pants. This is from their True Friend collection from last year. That Be Yourself and Hello. And this Hello kind of brings in that teal color. It's a little bit more of a green, but because the colors are separated, you don't notice that. Your eye doesn't read it that way. So I've just clustered these 3 stickers here, and I'm going to place them right there. I'm going to put a little bit of extra adhesive because I've been handling these stickers. The sticky on the back is kind of gone. And so I'm just going to layer those right there. And I also found, and these are from a Heidi Swapp Project Life kit. Some of the newer Project Life kits come with embellishments as well, and this is from the Gold Foil Project Life kit, I believe. And I found 3 little gold foiled words, and so I thought I would bring these down into the layers of my page, and so I wanted to put some of these shapes kind of tucked into the layers here, and I'm just kind of overlapping where different papers meet to get that effect. And even though these are spread out, it kind of draws your eye downward. And I'm trying to decide, I think I might put that one there. It draws your eye down to this area, and it also brings the gold down over to here as well. I want to bring the gold to one more spot, and I feel like this journaling feels unfinished. And so I pulled a stamp set. This is from the Felicity Jane, from one of the, I think it's last month's kit, April's, or it might be, actually it might be March's kit. But there's this little stamp that says blah blah blah, and I'm going to use my Delicata Golden Glitz pigment ink, and I'm just going to stamp the words blah 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 above the journaling, because that's fitting for journaling, right? So I'm just getting a light coating, and I'm just going to stamp it centered right above. And it is a little bit hard to read in like at a certain angle. I'm more looking for that pop of gold rather than actually being able to see the words super clearly. You can definitely tell if you look that it says blah blah blah, but it's more about bringing that gold to this spot on the layout rather than reading what it says. And so I'm just going to stick these pieces down. I'm just going to use my regular adhesive there. And I'm just making sure to place it so that it's an interesting look when I lay it down. So for example, on this XOXO, if I were to place it to where the white ends on this cream stripe, you can't, the edges aren't as defined on this cardboard piece or chipboard piece. And so I'm making sure that both of the edges line up with this craft or burlappy colored piece so that they have more defined edges, so you can definitely tell that it's there. So just keeping those kinds of things in mind as I place my embellishments. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. It's really important that you shake this bottle before you apply the ink. And I'm just going to kind of apply it in this downward Actually, you know what? I might put some right in this spot. I've kind of created a little bit of a trapped space here with where I've chosen to place my embellishment. So if I kind of fill that with a little bit of mist, that kind of helps it feel like it's more tied in. I'm going to put a bigger droplet. There we go. Okay, and that is going to be it for me. So I challenge you to pull out your 6x6 paper pads. We all have them, and use them. I used only one piece of cardstock and then just my 6x6 paper pads to create this layout, and it feels full and fresh, and I really like the way that it turned out. So I challenge you to go ahead and pull out your 6x6 paper pads and make a layout today. Thanks so much for watching, and to see more videos like this, be sure to check out my 6x6 paper pad love series. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.